Yo, how you been? Another episode of the DB2 Bets brought to you by Betstamp, where we use the Betstamp app. This one right fucking here. We use it to find the best odds across all the different sports books. And by Yup Beer, visit yupbeer.com to find a location near you as I take a sip of this stout.
Yeah, that's not a yup. What are you doing?
Ain't a yup. I'm going to be
all out of yups right now.
Is it a Guinea?
I'm gonna be no, it's some local trash. But and not to mention, brought to you by the Dean Blundell Network. Visit deanblundell.com for all of our podcasts and articles that are being posted on a weekly basis. What's going on? It's your co-host Josh Elijah. Hope you've been having a great week. Hopefully you've been winning a lot of bucks and turn a bit of a profit. There's a lot of action going on this week, and we're gonna dive into it. But Birdman, how you doing, baby?
Yo, I'm good. I just missed a call. I just missed a call from Scarborough Kez. Shout out Scarborough Kez.
Kez
just called me.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Kez, the new daddy
Kez.
A real
Daddy
Poppy,
Kez.
the real Poppy, the only real Poppy of us all. I mean, I'm a puppy Poppy, but aside from that, man, he shout out to
who isn't a puppy Poppy these days?
Yeah, true.
The puppy Poppy? That would be
everybody,
actually
right?
me. To be honest, I'm not.
Dogs now.
For real.
I did.
And man, not to mention, we got ourselves a true stud of the show, and I've been excited to bring you back on Parlay Papi in the house. What's going on? Not to mention that, but to give you your flowers, you are now a part of the Betstamp family. Shout out Parlay Papi. He's on the board with us. Man, how's it going? What's going on? Tell me what's been up with you. I know we chat on the daily, but what's going on with you in your life?
Oh man, working away as we all are. Getting ready for Christmas. As we all are.
You gotta grind.
You know you're getting older when you're thinking about Christmas in October, right?
Dude, I shit you not. I just told Amanda, I'm like, it's almost Halloween. Better get up that Christmas tree. I literally am just like, I'm gonna have to bring it up for the basement. I'm like, who am I? Like, this is ridiculous. But I mean, hey, it's gonna be up by my birthday. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But man, I've noticed that you've been dialing it into the radio, the morning radio shows that are going on, and you've been getting some shout outs out there. And then you're posting your parlays in our group all the time, and you're going to be putting out more content for us as well. Like your name is out there now.
I know. You know what? All kudos to this show, because this is kind of where the whole thing kind of birthed, right? So
well, before you were just Caviar Chris, but now you're Parlay Papi.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I've gone to a basketball game. And I've also gone to 2 barbecues during the summertime, and everybody that saw me was like, Parlay Papi!
There it is! Yes, absolutely.
It's catchy.
I'm no longer Caviar.
Grilling up some ribs or some steaks at the Barbie. You got Parlay Papi at the Barbie? Oh, fuck yeah. I love that, dude. Yeah, man, just keep doing it. We obviously love having you on the show here and chopping it up. We got some spicy picks for you available for October 28th, and then, of course, Sunday the 30th. Is it the 30th? It is. For some NFL picks, but we're going to be flying through some NHL, some MLB, as obviously is the World Series coming up here, so we got to touch on that as well. And then obviously we got some Sunday picks for you as well. So a lot of cool stuff going on, but make sure you check out betstamp.app/onboarding and use that promo code DB2 because we're going to be naming off a couple beauty books here that you should definitely go sign up to your accounts for, specifically because they have the best odds. And again, if you're new to this show, this is the opportunity for you to find the best odds by downloading the Betstamp app, of course, using promo code DB2. Download the app and then line shop and find the best odds available across all of the different sports books. Let's kick it off. I'm fucking stoked for this. Jumping into NHL. We've been talking a lot of puck here. So let's start off with our matchup on Friday, October 28th, between the Vancouver Canucks and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Parlay Papi, what do you got for us?
Okay, so we're definitely going to go with the Penguins for multiple reasons. And the main one is Crosby is playing like vintage Crosby. He's leading the league in points right now.
Yes.
Yari, their goalie, hasn't lost in regulation either.
Is it Yari?
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
I just go Jerry.
Jerry,
Hey,
Jerry.
Jerry.
I think
Specifically because that's like my drunk alter ego too. It's just like, hey Jerry. So I'm like, I like this goalie. He's a fucking stud. Hey Jerry. But yeah, sorry, I digress.
So let's call him Jerry then. So Jerry's
Hey, Jerry.
absolutely killing it right now. And Vancouver hasn't won at all either, right?
No, they fucking suck, man. When we're
No.
talking
My
about our
season
NHL preview, this
Oh my
season preview,
God.
I'm like, oh yeah, hammer the
Just
points
fuck
over.
me.
And
They haven't won a
Bruce
fucking game
Boudreau
yet.
as the head coach, right? So
Yep.
you'd assume like they had a great year at the second half of last year.
Mhm.
So they came in with the hype, and then they have a great coach, and like they've been shit in the bed.
It ain't been good. It ain't been good to say
I
the
mean,
least.
that was my logic behind my pick. It was
Yeah.
like they have the coach, you know, they were on fire second
Mhm.
half of last year. How do you not carry that into this year? And it's just like the total opposite.
And you know what? And I think this was when we were talking with Andy McNeil, whose episode will be released in the coming weeks. Just an amazing insider when it comes to sports betting, especially when it comes to hockey. But he was saying at the tail end of the season for the Canucks, they had a pretty easy schedule. So they were able to catch a bit of fire under there, and then maybe starting off this year is just that it just hasn't been able to translate. Then again, we're a handful of games in, a couple weeks in. It sucks. You want to be able to have your first win by now. But you know
Yeah.
what? I
We're
like
what,
this.
7 games in, 8 games in now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. I mean, it's just flying by right now. But the reason why I really like this pick, Parlay Pop, is that they're on the back to back as well. Canucks are on the back to back.
Yeah, they might.
Mind you, they're only playing in Seattle. So, like, they're playing in Seattle tonight,
Yeah,
Thursday, as
down
we
the
record
road.
this. And then they're going to be playing at home on the Friday. So, yeah, a bit of fatigue probably will factor in there. You got to look at the travel that I guess the Penguins have. But you're right. Like, they've been very impressive. And
So
they're only hitting their stride now.
So what if they get their first win in Seattle, right? Then they're going to be coming in with some confidence. The travel won't be killing them. So that's why I love the money line and not the puck line, because I
Yes.
think that they'll be fighting hard at home. They'll be fighting for Boudreau's job, hopefully if he hasn't lost the room yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and then again, a little bit of a drive down the street to Seattle, so the
Yep.
travel isn't killing them. And then if
Nope.
they're coming in on the hot streak, they'll definitely give the Penguins a good game, I think. But I think the Penguins got this for sure. And
Well, here's
we have BetMGM. We did a
BetMGM.
little line shopping, so we have BetMGM at 155,
Yep.
giving us the best odds on BetStamp.
BetMGM, one of our favorite sports books. They got a ton of, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, but fuck it, they got boosts. They got boosts. So make sure you check out BetMGM. Incredible app as well. And again, you can find that by visiting our hyperlink as well, our landing page, betstamp.app /onboarding. But yes, minus 155 were the best odds in the market. Most of them were coming in at minus 165. So to get them at a better value, minus 155, that is better for the Penguins. I like that better than taking the puck line. Here's another thing as well. Demko likely is not playing a back-to-back, and I think they're going to use him tonight against the Kraken. So he's expected
Boost his confidence, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
get him a win, right?
Yeah, get him a win. But then I don't even remember who their backup is. And I don't think I think
It's
it'll
not
just be
Halak anymore, right? So
no. So I think
Your
yeah,
theory's right, eh? Because that's what I was hearing about the Leafs and why they have not Liljegren, sorry, the
Tallgren.
Colgren. That's why they
Yeah.
got Colgren playing against was it San Jose today? Mind
got
you, we're
we got
recording
the
on
Sharks.
Wednesday just to let everybody, or Thursday. It's Thursday, not Friday.
yeah.
But everybody knows that we're talking about a day before.
Yeah.
But the same thing, get his confidence up, right? Instead of just doing it vice versa, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
so they've got Spencer Martin as their backup, and he's expected for Friday night against Pittsburgh.
Neat.
Expected. So we'll see.
I mean, like, yeah, they might
say he's in there.
I definitely like the boosting of the confidence for Demko to get the win down in Seattle tonight. He is expected, so we'll have to wait and see. This will all kind of come to more light as you're listening to it on a Friday. But yes, I definitely like it. Started off the Pittsburgh Penguins money line minus 155 available on BetMGM. Now, moving on over, game 1 of the World Series. We've got the Philadelphia Phillies. Real original name, by the way. The Phillies against the Houston Astros. Honestly, man, my hate for the Astros is kind of worn off. They're just such an incredible fucking team. And you just look this year at the New York Yankees and all the noise that they were making, especially in the first half of the season. They're playing, historic baseball, a record break, and blah, blah, blah. The Astros were just quietly doing their thing and easily having a better record and a more complete season. Verlander's pitching out of his mind. It's been incredible, really, to watch them. Yordan Alvarez is a stud, certified bona fide stud. Altuve, arguably the best second baseman in baseball, or at least in the American League. So,
and he hasn't hit a ball in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and they're
so he's
still
due.
kicking ass.
Yeah.
Scary.
It's nuts, man.
I
So
feel like they're just so good that people just ignore them because they're just like, oh yeah, this is just what
Matt
to
just
expect,
smacked
right?
with 10 mil on them. Forget about it.
yeah, exactly, right? So tell me, why are we going with the Astros?
Couple things. So the whole narrative for the playoffs so far has been rest, and how all the first seeds came in off of heavy rest and couldn't really get anything going. All the teams that just came off of their round robins for the wild cards, they were hot. Phillies being that team.
Yeah.
And Phillies coming into the World Series running off of fumes, running off of the hype. And
sure.
Astros aren't. So I think this rest is hurting the what's it called? The Phillies more than it's going to hurt the Astros, because they both had about 4 or 5 days rest.
Yeah.
But Astros are used to this. This is kind of what they do. It's in their DNA. They have the deepest.
They've been taking care of business and been able to rest up and game plan leading into it. And I mean, like, to start off in Houston, I mean, like, I've never seen a game in Minute Maid. It looks like I know people that have been there, and they're like, man, it's fucking
one of the go-tos, right?
Yeah, it's insane energy there. So definitely having the home crowd. I mean, that's for game 1 of the World Series. That's why they're favored. They're favored, and it makes sense to go. I mean, like, you got your studs. You got Nola versus Verlander. It's, I mean, like, you're both your aces, and they're both pitching out of their minds. So Nola actually, maybe even a bit of a rockier year than Verlander. So I mean, I definitely like Verlander. This is National League meets American League, starting off on home turf. It makes sense.
And you know what? It's not going to be an easy series. Like, I know Astros just came off of a sweep, but Phillies, their first 4 batters, we're talking Schwarber, Realmuto, Hoskins, and Harper. Like, those guys are all-stars on any given day, right?
Yep. You can't even forget about Castellanos as well. Like, and then Gene Segura is starting to play more like his old self. So
it's not going to be an easy game. I think the Yankees were beat up, and they also, a funny stat that I heard earlier in the week was their historic run was off of their first 70 games, and then after the 70 games, they were a subpar 500 team the rest of the season, right? Yeah. So I guess, as you were saying about the Astros kind of sneaking in quietly and just doing their thing and nobody really paying attention, it's because the first half of the season, everyone was talking about how hot the Yankees are. Sure. And then the second half has been how bad the Yankees are, yet Aaron Judge is hitting all these home runs, right? So the Astros just got to kind of do their thing the entire time.
Yeah, man. Yep. I absolutely. I mean, like, it's for someone that watches baseball on a daily basis. It's just it was just, again, incredible to watch them. So
it was a great year for betting baseball, eh? Like,
we're betting the Astros too.
It wasn't that hard. It was pretty good.
Anytime that we've been on a like if we've had a bad episode, you're like, oh yeah, we went 1 for 4 or whatever with our picks. We just had to look for an Astros game to be able to take them on the run line. So it's like
them and Dodgers, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's been good. So I mean, like, we did all right. We went 2 for 4 last week when we had Josh on the show. So we are looking for a nice solid pick. So we're gonna go with the Astros. And you like them on the money line?
Yes, I do. I do.
Absolutely.
Again, because the Phillies bats, they're home run heavy, eh? So it's just one swing of the bat could really change that game. And all the Astros games were fairly close. Even during the season, they weren't really blowing teams out. So, but that's what the best teams do. They can grind out the 2-1 games. Like, that's one of the big things they talk about in hockey. It's the teams that can win 1-0, going into the third 0-0. Like, those are the ones that really Not the ones that could pot 6 in the net.
Yeah. No, for sure. And you know what, man? It's also you got to chalk it up to the Astros bullpen, and I do like the Astros bullpen a bit better. You know, especially having Presley as your closer. I like their bullpen a bit better. The run line would scare me by a run and a half. That's at plus 44, which is the best odds that I could see there, or plus 144. But
Might be too close. You know,
that's too close.
Yeah.
But like in the
2.5,
Astros,
maybe we take it, but 1.5 is too close.
yeah, exactly. So I think especially just taking them on the money line here, minus 165. I'm just looking at the board here. I'm seeing minus 175. I'm seeing minus 188 from Bet Victor. So I mean, the Bet Victor. No, we. We're gonna stick minus 165. The best odds out there. Check it out. Who is it again? BetMGM. BetMGM with the best odds. So the reason why we put it this way is that if you want to take that Penguins money line and you want to take that Astros money line and put it together in what do we call a fruit and yogurt parfait from the Parlay Papi, then that's
Parlay Papi
easy
parfait. Look at you.
Parlay Papi parfait. It's an easy, just 2-legger. I like it. I like the way it smells. And minus 165, even if you just got that as a straight bet, that's still a good return for being so heavily favored as the Astros. Run line scares us, so we're gonna take the Houston Astros, game 1 of the World fucking Series, money line minus 165, and that's available on BetMGM as well. As it's a Nola Verlander squaring off for the game 1. Gotta love it. I'm gonna be tuning in for that. All right, moving on to Sunday. We got Sunday football, baby. Week 8, is it? Is it week 8?
Yeah.
We got the matchup against the New Orleans Saints and the Vegas Raiders. Let's talk about this here because this is just out of all the games, I'm interested to see why you picked this one. It is a choose 'em. It's a pick 'em. So break this down for me,
So that's what makes it so fun because we've all been getting our ass handed to us by taking favorites like Brady and the Packers for the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And they've just busted everyone's ticket, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh man. Even on the spreads too, it's just been
I know.
man.
That's why the Thursday night football, I'm staying away. Just
You ain't touching, eh?
No, Brady and Rodgers, I'm staying away from for the rest of the year. I don't know what I'm getting from them. I don't like even the Bucks. They're supposed to be so much better. Like Julio Jones is coming back today, but he hasn't played a single snap all season. So like chemistry is huge. So
you know what was crazy is last week when we recorded, and I was talking about the Chiefs. We were talking about the Chiefs and the who did they play? The Chiefs and the 49ers, right? I think we were chatting about this in our group as well. You're like, like what are some of our favorite picks for that week? And we both like the Chiefs and 49ers. And I'm like, great. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to take them on the money line. I think it was like minus 130 or minus 140 or something. So I'm going to give the Chiefs the edge on this. As soon as we finished recording, as soon as I finished all the editing and had everything ready to go, big trade for Christian McCaffrey goes over the 49ers. I'm like, well, motherfuck. Like this is gonna tip the scales a little
for a second, right? Yeah.
So not only did I end up going, not only did we were stuck with the Chiefs and we had to just stick with our pick, but I also went on to Betstamp and I went and found the best odds for the Tampa Bay Carolina game. And I'm like, oh, minus 10 spread, easy all day. Not even close. Not even close. Get blown out by the
They
Panthers.
lost. I know. What a joke.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Puts up a field goal. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. So all that to say is that I'm on board with you. Fuck the Packers. Fuck Rodgers. Fuck the Bucks. Except for tonight. I took them on the spread. Because I'm a dirty dog.
Perfect segue back to the Vegas game.
Yeah, back to the Vegas game. So yes, please elaborate on this.
So this game, everyone is questionable for both sides. We're talking for Las Vegas. Josh Jacob is questionable with a foot injury, but questionable means they're playing.
Sure.
That's the reality of things, right?
If they're practicing like limited practice and whatnot by today, then yeah, you gotta chalk them up as probable.
Right. So Devontae Adams, he's also questionable with an illness. And then Darren Waller, questionable with hamstring issues. But Waller's been nowhere to be found all season anyways, right? So it doesn't really matter for that. But I think that I think that the Raiders are finally starting to pick it up. They're supposed to be so much better than what they really are right now. They're really better on paper, and we witnessed this last year. They're a lot better than what they're doing, and especially with Devontae Adams, that should have been the piece that really solidified them as a contending team, and it just hasn't really worked out that way. But I have faith in them, and I feel like deep down, last week was that week where they really picked it up, mainly because of that whole incident with Devontae Adams pushing the cameraman, right?
Sure. Yep.
And as much as that brought a whole bunch of bad publicity, you know what Hollywood says, any publicity is good publicity.
Sure.
And the
That's
following
absolutely.
week, did they not win? They did, right?
Yep.
So I think it's just like Arizona. The engine is starting to cook for them, right?
Yeah, they're firing on all cylinders. And you know what? I do like it, and I'm a Derek Carr fan. I think he's an incredible quarterback. I really do. I think he's good. I just think he's had the bad bounce a couple times this year. Some really close games against some really good teams, and it just hasn't fallen in their favor. With that being said, I do like him. I do. Here's the thing. I hate betting for or against New Orleans. It's usually a team that I do not touch.
Me too.
You never fucking know what you're gonna get with these motherfuckers. Like 1 minute it's James Winston, then you got Andy Dalton, you got the Red Rocket fucking slinging darts, and then then Alvin Kamara. Like now he's just waking up and he's
well, I have
fucking,
good news for you, baby.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton's QB in them. So
yeah, he is. And you know what? He's been doing fucking better than Winston has. So
but he's trash.
He's trash. Just like me, trash. I get it. Fucking love that meme. But still, yeah, it scares me. Like Olav as well is a great rookie. They do have their weapons. I'm not saying I'm not riding with it because I like it. It's the Raiders. I definitely think it's two teams that are very even, and that's why it's a pick 'em.
Well, Landry is also questionable for the Saints, and so is Michael Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Both, one's ankle, the other's foot. Now, again, questionable as much as we're assuming that they're going to play. What if they don't play, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, looking at this, and it's at home. It's in New Orleans. But then the Vegas Raiders are still favored. You're probably going to get a few Raiders fans in there as well. So it could be a mix of fans. I like it. I like it, man. I'm definitely going to hammer it too. And we like it again, keeping things simple. Moneyline. We're going to keep it on the money line. As opposed to taking them on the spread, because I'm looking at the spreads here and it's -1 either way, -1 +1. So it doesn't really fucking matter. Take them on the spread, take them on the money line, because then you have your options for most sports books as the early cash out if you really want to. If you have it part of a parlay as well. This one we really wanted to go with BetMGM so that we could have the 3-leg parlay with all of our picks, but unfortunately the BetMGM has them at -120, and we're going to take the edge with FanDuel. Another great sports book, FanDuel -110. Really been popping off, especially here in Ontario. So again, we're gonna go with the Vegas Raiders money line. Motherfuck it, -110.
Man, the spread at 1 is crazy. I don't know if
it is. Imagine if that
common?
pushed. How pissed you'd be too. Like if it was like a buzzer beater field goal at the end of it. And
so is that what happens though? Or
yeah.
So if it goes to OT, you're done.
No, not necessarily. It's just like if somehow, like if New Orleans was up 2 and then Vegas has the chance to win it with a field goal and they win like 29-28 or something like that.
It's a push, yeah.
That's a push. Because that's why there's usually the 0.5s, right? So it's got to go either way.
That's your demise.
That's crazy.
For those that take it, that's being greedy just for those extra couple points.
Yeah, for 3. Like
not worth it.
Because I'm looking at it's -107 either way or +107. So yeah, don't be greedy. Just take the money line, and you're getting really good value with -110. That's on FanDuel, and like I mentioned, most other sports books have them at -120. So again, that's the Raiders money line -110 available on FanDuel. And that brings us to our the pick and roll, brought to you by BetStamp. Visit betstamp.app /onboarding to sign up to all of your favorite sports books and use promo code DB2 so you can cash in on those sweet sign up bonuses. And by Yup Beer, visit yupbeer.com to find a location near you. Over 200 across Ontario. and by the Dean Blundell Network. Visit deanblundell.com for all our podcasts and other featured podcasts and articles that we have been pushing out on a weekly basis. Guys, I got the up beers in the fridge and I've been drinking a stout, but you know what? We're feeling spicy with the Hungarian hammer. So I'm not, I got myself a little shot here.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is going to be,
You should have told me I would have.
man,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
didn't say
I've been boozing on the show. So, yeah, I got myself a little shot of Gretzky whiskey. So fucking cheers, guys.
Salute.
Oh, okay. We're kicking it off with the shit. Pittsburgh Penguins on the money line at -155, available on BetMGM, followed by game 1 of the World Series. We're taking the Houston Astros money line -165, available on BetMGM, best odds in the market, and capping it all off with the Las Vegas Raiders money line -110. That's available on FanDuel as they take on the New Orleans Saints on Sunday at 1 p.m. One more time, Parlay Papi. This is a regular thing now. We're going to have you back on the show, and we're putting out a lot of content with you. Again, congrats and welcome to BetStamp as well. Make sure that you go and you download the app, for fuck's sakes, if you haven't done that already. Use promo code DB2. And not only that, make sure that you find Parlay Papi on there. Find us, because we're available in the marketplace. So if we post our picks, make sure you go and you follow either or of us or both of us. And so you can tail some of our picks. We post them all throughout the week as well, just for tracking purposes, and follow along with our record. I mean, we're hovering right around 100 or 500 right now. So yeah, make sure that you go check that out as well. And also
around 100.
Yeah, I know.
hovering around 100. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we're
sorry.
really good.
Sorry, 500. I think we're like 100 and 100 or something around there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're right in there, but we're trending in the right direction. And not only that, but the offer still stands as we are handing out some onboarding sessions and being able to give you more betting insights. And it's just more of a workshop. So if you are interested as a listener, please reach out to us and email us at downby2podcast@gmail.com for more information, and we'll be happy to share that with you. One more time, Parlay Papi, Hungarian Hammer, my dude. Thank you so much for jumping on.
Having me.
Absolutely. We'll be back next week with some more picks. It's going to be pretty NFL heavy. I'll tell you that much for free. But for Josh Elijah Bird, Parlay Papi, Chris, my man, take care.